What is the Sounds Good to Me concert series? What kind of acts can someone expect to see? How many?
Yeah, so it's a series of 8 different events, and it's a performing songwriter series. So it's focusing on artists who mostly perform their own material. And in the series, I look to have a diversity of styles and voices and types of music. So we have Joni Narita, who is the first guest. She is actually now living in Kitchener-Waterloo and does a combination of jazz, R&B, folk, pop, just a very soulful and passionate blend of music. We have Scott Wicken, who is also a Kitchener resident, Kitchener-Waterloo, well known in the community. He does a very interesting lyricist, very interesting musician, does a lot of spoken word as part of his routine as well too. We have a singer-songwriter from Alberta, Scott Cook, that's going to be coming in. Um, so we have others. We have a duo called the McQueens. They'll be appearing at the end. Another group called Sing Like a River. It's a trio of singer-songwriters, David Lum, Kathy Lepp, and Dorothea Smith, and they also perform their own music and do a lot of intricate harmonies. Katie Topham as well, terrific singer-songwriter, kind of in the pop country vein.
That all sounds so wonderful. How long has this concert series been running for?
It's brand new. So I was inspired. I've done a number of things at KW Little Theater over the years, very intimate performing space. And I wanted to have something that, first of all, was very much a good outlet for artists, a good experience in an intimate environment where they can take the chances, artistic chances. That doesn't necessarily mean, catering to people who are buying drinks and wanting to hear favorites or artist friendly.
So what kind of planning goes into an event like this? It's your first one. And what was planning like during the pandemic?
This has only been it's only really been conceived about last 2 or 3 months. So part of the planning for this now is to get what I call the bone structure in place. It's almost a little bit of like a proof of concept. So, I have a team that I'm working with. I have somebody who's supporting me with sound and tech, all the tech requirements. Ken Brown, another local who I work with quite a bit. I have a publicist in place that's helping with promotion and getting all the agreements in place at the venue. And even the artists, wanting to make sure that I had artists book for the series in terms of having promotion and everything in place. So that's part of it right now, is just making sure that there's a structure there that can be sustainable for extending this.
So where is the concert taking place, and how much are tickets?
Take place at the Kitchener-Waterloo Little Theater, KWLT, 9 Princess Street East in Waterloo. Tickets at the door are $25. They can also be purchased online. The main website, kwperformingsongwriters.ca, has links to all the artists as well as tickets through Eventbrite.
Perfect. And do you have any social media handles or anything like that?
I tend to be just on Facebook right now. There is a performing songwriter page there too. There is a page that's been set up on Facebook called Sounds Good to Me that also has all the updates about the series.
That's great. Are you looking for any help or donations from anyone out there in the realm of the world, if you will?
Yeah, there's a few ways right now, and I'm glad actually you mentioned that, because I'm looking for different opportunities of making this sustainable. One is that I've reached out to some people to become series sponsors, in effect by purchasing the equivalent of, say, 10 seats, which will then allow the money to be there to support the series, and also to be able to go and support seats for people who would maybe like to come but maybe can't afford. 2 sponsors right now. Deb Chapman with her husband Peter Eglin is one, and Jim McIntyre is actually another series sponsor so far. other ways too, other than buying tickets. I'm looking at actually offering a series pass too. This is something just been thinking about the last few days. So if somebody wants to support the series, there would be a reduced rate of $160 that would include all the events. Um, that is something, if somebody's interested, they can get in touch with me by email or by phone for information about that.
Wonderful. Now, this is your first year. Are you expecting it to be annual? Are you looking at a return for next year as well?
Yeah, when I'm looking after the first two or three shows, I think we'll have a good idea of how feasible this is, that the location and with a format. So definitely hoping to have series number two in place by next year.
That sounds great. Is there anything else you'd like to mention about the concert series that we haven't already discussed?
Yeah, one of the things important to me, because a lot of people think of singer-songwriter events as either kind of folkies, coffee house experience, and part of the objective for this is I want to break down that a little bit. So there's performers of different genres and voice and styles, but it still is all about how you perform, get across your music. And so I want to try to mold that as part of this so that somebody coming to the event is expecting to hear really great storytellers with their music, just maybe not in the typical genres for all this that they would be expecting.
That sounds wonderful. So it's not your typical concert series, but that's quite unique.
I would say trying to gently maybe just to move away from some of the cliches or comfortable spots that we all have around these